Michael is taking you to school.
What are we learning today?
Just the ABCs of bar graphs, pie charts, and how to actually understand what you're looking at. So grab a seat, open your notebook, and let the learning begin.
Michael, if this green candle is going up, does that mean we're rich?
Oh,
So when the chart dips, is that called a discount?
Oh my God.
Wait,
Welcome,
that was so cute.
everyone. Welcome to Michael Takes Us to School with Danielle. Nice. We're going to learn today how to draw charts or draw lines on the BTC, Bitcoin, whatever. Anywho, I don't know what I'm talking about. Michael, you're the teacher. Take it away.
Wow, that was quick. That was a quick intro. Well, welcome, students. Today we're going to learn basically the elementary parts of learning how to trade a little bit. So all of you girls have a trading platform already set up, like with Mexi or WeX or somewhere like that. You can also do it through Jupiter. Perps is what we're looking for. Do you guys have an account already set up?
We do,
I
sir.
think- yeah.
All right,
Hold
sweet.
on. I need to get my glasses.
Where are you at, Michael? How are you?
I'm good.
Danielle.
Wait. Hi, baby. Hi, nice baby. Wait, I'll be right.
Hi, Michael. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Okay, so I downloaded those 3 apps,
Wait.
and I think where am I at right now?
Where'd I put those fucking things?
Where are you at right now, Michael?
I'm on Trading View.
Okay, I think that's where I'm at. Yes.
All right. Let's see if it switches over.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
We'll
on a
see if
trading
it-
terminal.
I can't
Who
hear
is
anything
that?
right now.
Who is that with the banana? I can't hear you. I can't hear who that is.
It's not me.
Leslie, do you see the person there?
Who the hell is that?
Who is that?
Wait, are they in my camera? I'm sorry.
Yes, they
I
want
had to
you-
go. Sorry. What do you do? Oh, that's Georgie.
Oh my
Okay,
God, I love that. One came with the pigtails, the other one with the tie. I forgot my glasses. Hold on.
I was just trying to look for my glasses. I can't find them. I'm over it. Michael's like, what the fuck did I sign up?
All right, class. Let's get it.
Wait,
Let's
I
come
was
to order
always
here.
the bad one in class. Like I was always the one like laughing. Just like I can't focus. My ADHD doesn't let me focus.
Okay, we're
I'm
gonna
just
have
a
to.
girl.
I have Jupiter. Does everybody have Jupiter too?
I'm on
Yeah, no,
Trading
that's fine.
View.
You can use
Okay.
anyone. We're
Okay.
really not going to trade today, right? So it doesn't really matter. What we're going to do
Yes,
is
sir.
learn the fundamentals of actually trading, like on how to set up, charts, how
Okay.
to, look at, candles, what do they mean? There's also a page on X that I want to share with you guys that I think is pretty bullish, where you can actually go and follow that page on X. It's called Rebellio Market,
Okay.
and I'll share that here in a few minutes. Actually, let me share it now.
Rebellio
Share
Market.
Yeah.
Leslie,
Oh
thank
my
you so much
God.
for hosting this, babe. This is gonna be fun because it definitely needed a ABC 101 and all of it.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
Need my
right
glasses.
here. So
I
it's
got my
Market
iPad to take
Rebellion.
notes.
So it's Market Rebellion, but that is the at Rebellio Market.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you guys, you should go and
Rebellio
follow
Market.
that page right there, right on. Yeah, because what I want to show you on that is something that they've got laid out here, which is pretty bullish, right? So 2026 major topics you'll need to learn, right?
Okay.
Number one, Fibonacci retracements, breakouts, reversals, Elliott wave, fair group gap, or I'm sorry, fair value gap, candlesticks, so on and so forth. And down here towards the end of that, they actually have like a little video, right? And it'll start with each one, so we started up here with the Fibonacci retracements. So here's the first little, short video that'll play about Fibonacci's. Then it'll teach you about breakouts. So I'm gonna click this real quick.
Fibonacci retracements. It is a tool that displays horizontal lines based on the Fibonacci numbers. These lines can then be used as key support and resistance levels. To use the Fibonacci retracement tool, you first start by identifying a swing low and a swing high on a chart. Then, drag the tool from the swing low to the swing high. Next, wait for the price to make a pullback to one of these levels, ideally the 0.382 Fibonacci level, because that's the most common level where price tends to reverse from. So if price touches that level, that could be a good buy entry. Keep in mind that price could also reverse from other Fibonacci levels. Combine it with other confirmation signals to get a better entry. Breakout patterns. It is when price makes a sudden and significant movement towards one direction. This usually forms after the market makes a consolidation period. For example, here we can see that the price is consolidating. Then, it suddenly moves sharply to the downside. This is called a breakout. To take advantage.
Cool. So
What
go
is a
follow that page.
Fibonacci?
What's that?
The Fibonacci. What is this?
It's just an indicator that you can use to put on your chart, to try and gauge, when it might be a good time, to get into a trade. This is kind of like what all these little things here are for. So like when you see a chart like we've been doing in BTC, kind of bouncing back and forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me go over here. So this is the 1 hour chart on BTC. Let's find a little area. I mean, yeah, like right here, okay? So we've been going back. Well, that's actually a good one was there. You see how it just goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, doesn't really do shit, right? Like here it's bouncing. So this was a perfect example, basically, right? So here you see the price number up here, right? And down here. So it's kind of like been bouncing in between this range right here, right? From 86 to 89, 90,000, whatever, and then what happened when it got over here? It was accumulating, it was accumulating, it was accumulating. And then boom, right? We had a breakout where it went up, in one direction, like they were just talking about. So when you see it, going from up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, that's basically what it's doing right there. It's kind of like consolidating, it's getting tighter, right? It's getting tighter. And then all of a sudden the thing is going to spring up or it's going to spring down, right? In this, particular case, it went up, went down, went up, and then it came all the way up here, to where we were at, just a few days ago, and now it's retraced a little bit. So that's kind of like what they're talking about when it comes to, breakouts, when they're accumulating and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. But, check out that page, follow it, watch that video, it'll give you some good understanding. I guess that's your homework, and watch that video. It'll
What's
give you a
the
little
page
understanding
again?
on what's going on with that. What's that?
What was the page again?
Rebellio Market.
Rebellio Market.
Yeah. Right here. Rebellio Market. They got 162,000 followers on here. So
I
that's a
turned
good,
noties on.
yeah, that's a good page to watch because they'll put out, little videos like this. You see the breakout we were talking about, up and down, and then it's either going to fall or it's going to go shooting high, right?
Advantage of this, traders could use specific patterns as a guide to identify breakouts before they happen.
Bingo. It'll tell you, hey, you can use this as a guide to basically kind of see what's going to happen here. It's all about basically getting your education. So this is really one good page on X that I found, that kind of explains a lot of things, for you that you can come up here and look after, and have a better understanding on how charts move and why they move and, good stuff like that. But back over here onto TradingView. So I've got some indicators, put up here, right on my chart. I've got obviously the chart up here, but I also have what they call the Monte Carlo futures. Okay, and that's what this is over here. We've got the blue, we've got the pink, you know, and then you've got this little vertical line right here, you know, that kind of tells you which, you know, way is this thing actually trending. Okay.
Wait,
So
how
right
did you get
now
to that screen?
to Trading View.
No, I'm on Trading View, but how do you get to the blue and pink?
Oh, so I added it on here to it. So what you'll do is you'll come up here
Oh,
to the top where it says indicators. You
okay.
see that right there? It says
Yeah.
indicators, right? And then you can come in here and click on, you know, Monte Carlo, you know, and so it's Monte Carlo futures moves. So right there,
Oh.
okay, then you can click that and, you know, then it should add it, you know, directly to your chart over here on the side. You know, and it gives this little dotted blue line right here. Let me make it a little bit bigger. So it gives this dotted blue line right here. Okay, so we got like a 3.5% chance to, you know, come up to this level. You know, we've got, you know, a 5.68% chance to bounce back down here to this pink line, you know, and then there's another one down here. So it's kind of telling you which way is this thing going, you know, and then you can use this down here at the bottom. Says 54 point. Sorry, I had a phone call. It says 54.29%. This thing is going down, right? So let me expand this back out a little bit. You know, I've got a lot of different, you know, indicators put up on here. We'll get to them in a second, really, but the Monte Carlo is one of them. The liquidation heat map is called Alien Algorithmus. Say that a couple times, right? So you can come back up here to, you know, your indicators, put in liquidation heat map. Alien algorithm right here, right? You see how I have that? Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
And you guys are like quiet. What's going on in here? You
because
guys
like
on
we're
your telephone?
Because
listening.
we're listening. What the hell, Leontay? What
I
do you
can't hear a
mean we're
word you're
supposed to be
saying.
quiet?
I
You
mean,
can't hear
we're
me?
learning
Don't tell
here.
me.
We're learning
Wait, can
stuff.
you not hear me?
Can you guys, are you talking?
Yeah,
Son
I
of a
can hear
bitch.
you.
I
Can
can't
you
hear
hear me?
nothing you're saying.
Yeah, I can hear you.
We
All
can hear
right.
you.
I'm gonna
Say it
pass you a
again.
note.
Continue.
Don't tell anybody what it says.
Leslie, I can't hear nothing.
What the?
I
Okay,
can't hear a
go
word you're
to.
saying.
He's
Oh my God.
lying. He's lying. Frankie, can you give me a phone charger, please?
But you guys can hear me, right? Give me a thumbs up. All right, all right. We'll have to figure this audio stuff out here in a few minutes. But let me go through this real quick, and then you guys can chat while I try and figure out what's wrong with my phone.
Is that-
Yeah, so the Monte Carlo right here kind of gives you a little indication, a little if this thing's going to go up, if it's going to come down,
Do
and
you
the
have to pay for the
percentages, you
Monte
know, that
Carlo?
you know are associated with that. Right
I
now,
can't
it's
find
kind
it.
of saying that there's a 54% chance, you know, that the market's, you know, going to start coming back down to these levels right over here. That was the Monte Carlo, the liquidation heat map. All right, this is cool. So let's get like on a 5-minute chart. So this is a 5-minute chart. Okay, I'm going to expand it back out a little bit. And you see these green shades right here, the darker shades up here. You got yellow, really dark. You guys are fucking joking. These are, you know, liquidation. These are where a lot of the liquidity is at. So when the charts come up, it's taking all this liquidity out, right? And they want to go where like the money is at. So there's a lot of money up here, you know, that they could go and get. This is how market makers actually kind of like, you know, take the market in one direction over the other, you know. But right now, you're looking at the Monte Carlo, right? It's telling you there's more pink down here than there is blue up top, you know. So the chances that thing is going to come down, you know, is probably greater than it is going to go up. But there's not really a whole lot of liquidity down here, you know, on the 5-minute. But if you look on the 1 hour, you know, you're going to start seeing a lot more, you know, liquidity levels down here on the bottom side. So,
I see
all
that
right,
W
let's
you
see if
said
we can
earlier.
figure out why the hell
Can
I can't hear you guys.
you hear me?
Yes, I can hear all of you guys. Me voy a poner.
Yeah, I can hear everyone.
What is this Monte Carlo? I still can't find it. And do you have to pay for it? Is that why I can't find it?
I hear you now. Can you guys hear
You
me?
heard me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you.
All right. Sweet. All right. Did you guys get what I was talking about on that?
Yeah.
All right. Sweet. You guys got any questions?
Isn't a Monte Carlo? Isn't that a car?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a fast car too. They don't make them like they used to
What?
anymore.
Okay. So Michael, quick question. Because we went to the indicators, right? And then we clicked on the liquidation heat map, the alien algorithm,
Right
and
on.
then you add it. How do you add it when you click on it? Like, how do you make it look all like that?
You should just click on it.
That's the
Like
That's
here.
catalytic
it.
converter he was talking about.
But it's not showing color on my end. It's just, it's like I clicked on it, but nothing is added. Hold on, let me try it again. I'm gonna remove it.
Try typing it in there and you see where these white stars are. You can like put them as
Yeah.
favorites, but you should just be able to double click and it'll add it onto your
And then
chart.
it's gonna bring it up like that, like the purple, the blue, or whatever color.
For the heat map, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see which one you guys clicked.
Hold
How
on,
about the
I'm
Monte
doing it right
Carlo?
now.
Did the Monte Carlo go there for you?
So
Did
I
that?
can't even find that on my screen. It doesn't
Okay.
exist.
You see where my pointer is up here at the top where it says
Okay, so
indicators?
I double click.
Yeah, I'm in
Okay.
there.
Okay, click that and then just type
Mhm.
in Monte Carlo.
Oh, okay.
Monte Carlo futures moves right here.
Oh, here it is. The first one?
Yeah. Monte Carlo
Oh, the
futures move.
future moves.
Yeah. You should just be able to double click it and then it should be added to your chart.
Why doesn't it add it to my chart?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to see. I've got it on there twice.
Like it's Can you do, because you already have all of your indicators. Can you show us a chart where you have completely no indicators on it and then add the indicators?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna remove them?
Yeah, up here you can just take them down. Okay. So I'm going to leave this one up here because I don't feel like having to go back and manually put this one in here because that's through code, right? This is kind of like, I got this from another gentleman. Okay, so yeah, so we'll come back up here to indicators, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna click on my favorites. It doesn't work that way. Okay, so we'll do what? Monte Carlo, futures move, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Click it one time. I clicked it twice. Click it one time. So the Monte Carlo just popped up here. Right? You see how I did that? Came up here to indicators.
Yeah.
Typed in Monte Carlo future moves. I'm gonna click it. And then I added it right there.
So when I click it, it doesn't come up on the side, but the whole rest of the screen is pink and blue.
Well, move your screen over. Like click and drag it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you can move it from
Oh,
there.
that was good. Okay,
Yeah.
we got it.
Okay. All right. So come back up here
We
and
got it.
go. Okay. Come back up to indicators. What
Mhm.
shit. What else did we have up here? Liquidation heat map. From Alien Algorithms, right? So crypto liquidation heat map, alien underscore algorithms.
Wait, where'd you go? How'd you get there?
Same way, indicators.
Oh, okay.
And then I just typed in liquidation heat map. And then look for over here, look for alien algorithm. And then you click that. and then it gets
Yeah.
added to your chart, right? And if you come down to like the 5 minute, you'll be able to see these darker shades. That's your liquidity. Okay. So it kind of tells you like where it's going, and as the chart, comes up and down, it's taken away, see how it's no longer, it's two different shades after that point. That's what's happening. It's taking away
Wait,
that
what
other
did you
stuff.
type in? Liquid what?
Liquidation heat map.
Oh, the heat map. Yeah.
Which one though? I see alpha extract proxy. Which
It's
one is
called
it?
it's called alien algorithm. Right here, alien algorithms, liquidation heat map. Right there, alien algorithms.
I got liquidation heat map, but I don't see alien.
Okay, so look to the right. So we'll come
I
over
got
here.
it too.
Ooh.
Just type in liquidation heat, because if you type in map, it's not going to bring it up. So just
Yeah.
See
type
it right
in,
here?
yeah,
Liquidation
Sure.
heat.
Go on X. You on X?
and then go down where it says crypto.
Go down
Oh.
where it says crypto.
I'm a fucking screaming.
Oh, I found it.
Okay.
So crypto liquidation heat map for alien algorithm something. It cut it off. It says
Yeah.
dot.
Right. All right.
Sure.
So the liquidation heat map, that's where all the liquidities are at, right? When somebody comes up here and they're like, hey, I'm going to set a long position or I'm going to set a short position, and they enter their trade, this is like their liquidation point, right? So if you put, let's just say you opened up a long on Bitcoin, you're going long, right? So you're going to you think it's going to go up. So your liquidation level is going to be, to the south of that, because, if it's going, if it comes down, it's going to eliminate you because you told them it was going to go up. So all those yellows and stuff like that, those that you see on the very top of the screen, those are probably shorts, that were entered, up there thinking, hey, the market's going to go down. So, their liquidity point, being liquidated is up top above that level, because they're placing a wager that's saying, hey, I think the market's going to go down. So, it gives you a,
Thank you.
depending on your leverage, it's going to tell you one way or the other. But there's another page that you can go to, which is really good. It's called coinank.com, coinank.com. And this will also give you like liquidation, the fear and greed, all that good stuff, right? So you can come here, click on, hover over derivatives when you get to Coinank. They also have an app. They also have an app that you can use for this as well. I have it on my phone, but I'm doing this on my computer right now. So if you go to Coinank and look underneath derivatives, you can come over here to liquidation heat map. You guys follow me on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to click that, and that's going to bring up Bitcoin liquidation heat map. I would use this. I would rely on this more than I would on, the trading view chart. Okay. So right up here, you can, have it, in the red. If you click on magma, if you come up here and click on this Viridius, whatever, it'll turn
Wait,
it to green.
mine's green and blue.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
mine is,
Well,
okay.
yeah, you can change it right here, whatever color that you like.
Oh,
I just
okay.
put mine on magma. Right. So it tells you the bright colors here, and that's where a lot of liquidity sitting, right? A lot of liquidity sitting up here around 94. Then we're going to make this a little bit bigger. Now you change your coin if you want to. Hey, I don't want to stick it. I don't want to do BTC. I want to do Ethereum. I want to see the liquidation heat map on Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Hype, BNB. You can. There's other ones you can put down here too. The Trump coin I think is on here as well. But obviously we're just going to stick to like BNB. BTC. You can also change the liquidation map from 12 hours, all the way up to 6 months or more, right? Obviously, 12 hours is going to give you a lot better projection. So over the next 12 hours, here's where your liquidation levels are at. So right now we're sitting at 91,100, right? 91.1. There's quite a bit of liquidity up here at 91.7. So they could say, hey, you know what, we're going to go up here, create some giant green candles, which everybody's going to say, oh, we're back, baby, we're back, we're going to Valhalla, and then people are going to start putting in long positions, okay, thinking that the market's going to go up. We're going to go long on it. So that means it's actually creating liquidation levels underneath that. So if you go long, your liquidation level is going to be underneath the current price on the chart, right? So once they go long and everybody jumps in and creates a bunch of new like long positions, not only are they going to go get the liquidity up here at the top that they wanted, but they're creating a lot of new liquidation points on the bottom side. So that's when you see these big green candles go up and do this, and everybody's like, yeah, we're fucking back, baby. And then they pull the rug and we start seeing big red candles because they created FOMO. And a lot of these people are going long, which is creating a liquidation level underneath where they're at now. And then that's when they start pulling, that's when they start selling and bringing the chart back down to pick up all the liquidity from all the people who jumped in just now trying to go long in the position. So these are like really good areas that you should monitor. I mean, seriously, because, you can hover over that. It says the price at 91,750. There's $97 million right there that can be liquidated, right? And you see all these little red ones too. So at 91,550, there's 72 million. Go up, $50, there's another 60 million. Go up another $50, there's 74 million, 97 million, 65 million. So they could literally go and just like destroy all these people if they wanted to take the market up, So cool. So CoinAnk is a really good resource because this is your liquidity levels, right? This is your heat map. This is where people get liquidated. When you see these things come out on, Twitter that basically, over the past 12 hours, $900 million has been liquidated from the market. There you go. You can actually see it in real time. Like I said, so check that out. Bookmark this, coinank.com. It's really good. But you could also come back over here to Bitcoin chart over on TradingView, and kind of see it as well. So 91,750, right? That's what we were talking about, 91,750. We don't really have that big of a chance to get up here to it, but we're on the 5-minute chart. You can go to a 30-minute view.
Wait, is Michael breaking up for you guys, or is it just me?
No, he's fine for me.
He's fine for me too. You guys are fine.
Okay, cool. So look on the 30-minute Bitcoin chart. You see 91,750. Remember, that's where all that money was. You see all this stuff right here. That's your those are your positions that can be liquidated. So this is going to come up here, boom, and get all that potentially. So between now and then, we're at 91,150 basically right here, 91,160. We could come up, a several $100s in the market and grab all this liquidity. And if they wanted to, they could take it up to 92,000, 92,200 and get more liquidity, right? And then people are going to be like, oh, look at those big candles, right? We went all the way down here. You see these wicks? So these wicks came down and grabbed all this liquidity that was down here and didn't retrace back up. So it really didn't come down here and hang out too long. It just came down, boom, you see a big wick, and then it started retracing back up. So it came all the way down to 89,388, right? I'm sorry, 89,263. And now we're sitting up here at 91,560 or 91,160. So we've come up, almost $2,000, over the past, I don't know, 9 or 10 hours, but it tells you, look at all the liquidity up here. That's what it's probably going to go after, right? And you look over here on your Monte Carlo, and it's no longer like even. So there's more blue than there is pink. So it's telling you that this thing is trending upwards. And if you look over here, you've got a 4.22% chance, 4.8, 4.5 versus, 3 points over here, percentages to hit these levels. So these are like little indicators that can help you kind of like understand where the market might head, right? You guys got any questions? Hearing no questions, we'll move on. There will be extra credit available if you guys are interested in that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Right on. So, one of the important things that you really should have a good understanding of is candle structure,
Oh, that was
right? You
my
see,
question.
Mhm.
The candle
Yeah,
structure, how to read these candles.
yeah, candle structure and charts and how this is going. So, I wish I could share something down in the comment section, but I don't really know how to do that.
Do
Um,
most people watch it on the 1 minute?
yeah, so that really just depends on how you're trading, right? We can go to the 1 minute. So here's going to get updated obviously every 1 minute, right? So this will take you back to 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, like within the past hour or so. This little area is like within the past hour. You see how it's just bouncing back up, down, up, down, up. And then here you see a bigger green candle, right? Is that a breakout? Maybe, maybe not. You know why? Because when you're looking at charts, the most important thing that you need to do is kind of like find your resistance in support levels. Okay. So this right here could be breaking out right now, but always look to the left. You see this, all this over here, this is going to be like, resistance. So, if it comes up here and it's going to get into this, it's going to, kind of have to get past this in order to continue to go higher, right? So it's going to have to break through this resistance in order to go up here to get all this, this liquidity sitting above it. But you see this over here. Let me draw a line. So you can use your lines. This is how you like draw lines and stuff on here, right? So come over here and you see this little thing with the two bubbles on the end of it, right? You can click that and it'll give you a bunch of different, lines to choose from.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah. So I like using this extended line and I also use the ray. And I'll get
Which
to the
one is
ray in a
that?
second. The
The
ray,
ring?
I just,
Oh, the
yeah, I
ray.
put like a little star next to the ones. So I use extended line and ray, but right now I'm just going to use the extended line. Okay. So you see this little point right here that we're at. So it's going to draw it like this. Okay, just kind of like even it up, if you will. So this is, kind of like resistance level. And if we come over here and we do it again, let's just say, we're going to have like another resistance level right here. So it's going to come up here. As it came up here, what did it do? It came up, went past this resistance and started to fall back down. And then a new 1 minute candle came and it fell back down. So we call it got rejected, right? It kind of got rejected off of that. Now it's kind of like building, trying to get back above that. Okay. And it's looking like, it's coming up, right? And then it's coming back down. So what it's going to do now is try and come back down and test this little line right here, this level. It's no longer resistance, okay, because we've pushed through it. So if it comes back down and touches this, we'll call it support. So if it comes back down and hits this and bounces back up, this line will actually become support because it came down and tested it and went back up. If it came down and tested it and fell down, then as far as it comes back down, the next time we come up to it, it'll be resistance because you have to break through it. So like right now, it's on the 1 minute BTC, we're trying to break through this line right over here. And this right now is called resistance. This is a support line because we already broke through it. We came back down. We didn't touch it because it started going back up. But now this is resistance. You see, it's coming up and then it's coming back down. It'll come up and it'll come back down. It's because it's trying to fight through this. And then let's just say we get up above this level, you know, and we do another one. So this will be a new resistance level that we'd have to break through. So if we get past this one, you know, we'll shoot up to this one. And since you keep looking to the left, right? Okay, here's our high point up here. So we got kind of quite a bit of resistance right through here. If it breaks through this and coming up, it's gonna go. And it's gonna go pick up all this liquidity that we were talking about, right? 91,500, 91,750, you know, and all those levels that we were talking about. So you see this, we see this big green candle over here when it came up. They hit that resistance, broke through it a little bit, and then it came all the way up. And once it broke that, what happened? It just kept going. And it came all the way up here to pick up all this liquidity. The same thing can happen right here, right now, as we're watching this in real time. You know, if this, you know, comes up and this candle just keeps going, and you see the strength of these candles, they're like full candles, right? They're not leaving big wicks on them, like where they come up and then retrace. When you see a candle that goes up and it has like a full, you know, bar on it and it's all the way to the top, those things are going. It's telling you that the market is wanting to go and
We
that we're
call them
more than
God
likely trending up.
candles.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen any God candles, unfortunately, but you know, it would be nice if we did, right?
You got 3 right here.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, so I would watch Bitcoin right now just on 2 reasons. A, there's a lot of liquidity between here and 92,000. Okay. And we're also coming up onto some resistance right here. So if we bust through this resistance, there's, you know, really not much stopping us from coming up here and grabbing all this, you know. So if you're a 1 minute trader and you're on the 1 minute chart and you want to scalp, you want to get in, you want to get out, you know, like don't give a fuck. You know, he's a really awesome trader. You know, Zach's really good. Obviously, you know, you get in and out of these trades, you know, on your Jupiter Perps or your WeX account, you know, or Mexi or anything like that. You know, if you're like, hey, you know what, I don't have time or the patience or the nerves, you know, to sit here and watch this on a 1 minute scale. I'm more of like a 15-minute, you know, person. Okay. You then just put it over here to your 15-minute chart. And these are 15-minute candles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's another indicator that I have on here, and it kind of tells you, hey, we're coming, you know, we're coming back down. If you get, you know, if it's coming back down and coming into this, what I call a cloud, you know, it gives you like, you know, levels of support. You know, luckily it didn't come all the way down, but sometimes it'll come down and bounce off of this, right? And then bounce back up. But it went, the 15-minute candle here was strong. Look at it, it's a full candle. And then it started over here, and we've got like a little wick on this candle that we just are in right now. So if you look over to the right-hand side where I'm at, you know, the green tab tells you where our current market cap or market value is at 91,224. But it also tells you we've got 8 minutes and 33 seconds left in this particular candle, right? Before it creates a new candle. So this is a little bit longer trading. Hey, I'm not gonna, you know, make any, you know, wild and drastic move right off, you know, right off the bat. I'm gonna wait and see what happens on this 15-minute candle. Right now, you can also come over here and trade on the 1 hour chart. You know, if you're like, hey, I'm at work, I don't have time to sit here and watch this thing every 5-10 minutes or whatever it is. I'm just going to come here and trade off of what it's doing on the hourly. And then, you know, you'll have, this is really when it's important, in my opinion, to have trend lines drawn, right? So I'm going to draw a trend line here. I'm going to get rid of this for you guys. And I'm going to draw like a trend line here that you might want to consider. Okay, so trend lines are bullish because it can give you the opportunity to like see where it could really take off, you know, and you could like have a breakout. Remember on that one chart that we were looking at, that one video on X, where it was talking about Fibonacci's, then it was talking to you about, you know, breakouts. You know, this is kind of like how you might be able to set one of those up. So what, remember I was going to tell you, I was going to come back over here, you know, and use the Ray trend line, right? We use the extended line to go left to right, you know, kind of show us like where resistant level was and support levels. Well, this one here is called a ray. This is what I use to draw trend lines. Okay, so you're going to come up here and you're going to find, your highest point on the chart. Okay, which will be right there, and then you're going to come and try and line it up where you can get, your lines matched. So it went to there. That's the second highest point, right? So since this is a downtrend line, I'm going to change this to red because it's down, right? So in order to change the color, you just click the line and then this will pop up at the top and then you can just select like red right there, right? Okay, so it's telling you right here, there's a trend line that comes all the way over here to 93,200. Well, we're way the hell down here. So what you can also do at this time is make another trend line. So instead of, starting here, what we'll do is we'll start at this one, right? And we'll draw it down this way. And you really want to get to a point where you actually, are able to line up a couple candles, on it. That way you'll have a lot better understanding of it. So I'm going to get rid of this. Oh, I'm going to get rid of this Monte Carlo.
Michael, how do you know where to start it at? Are you started from the highest point of the last, I guess, breakout, or where are you starting it at?
So like on this 1 hour, it kind of goes back a little bit. You can, start it, at the highest point, your highest price that it was at. I mean,
Right.
whatever's showing on your chart, you go generally to the highest and to the lowest, right? So we're going to start up here at the highest and draw one, and then make sure that you, hit, a wick, right?
Uh-huh.
And then just leave that there and say, okay, well, that's kind of far from where we're at right now, but it's still a trend line because it's trending downward. But you can also get into it a little bit more specific, right? And say, okay, well, it already hit this, so let's start a new one. And we can come up here and say, okay, I'm going to start one here and make it a little bit more specific to see if it's going to be a little bit closer down here. So you start up here, you set another one, right? You come over here, do your trend stuff, start another one, click here at the top, and make sure that it comes off that current trend line. Start here at the top and then create another one down. And you can't, and wherever the candles are, you can't like say, hey, I'm going to come down here, obviously, because it's already past that. So you want to pick a candle where it hasn't passed yet. So that's why I clicked it right there.
Mm.
Okay. So
That
when I
makes it a lot
highlight
easier.
this, so when I highlight this, here's my starting point off of this one downtrend line. I'm going to create a second one. And when I click it, I've got the starting point up here, and then here's the second one down here, right? The second one down here hasn't passed, or it's already, been completed, the candle, right? But it's still, the price is underneath this. I mean, so eventually, let's get a little bit bigger on this. If we can take this 1 hour candle up to here, right? 91,340, basically, 91,335, 91,340, and it goes and it breaks this downtrend line, that can signal a potential breakout, right? Now, who knows how far it's going to go? It might, come up here and break this and, shoot up here to pick up all that liquidity that we talked about at 91,750. It could come all the way up here to 92, but, look at the resistant levels, and your support levels over here as well. Is it going to pass this? Well, if it comes up and breaks this, look over what happens. This whole area right here is pretty much on the same path, right?
And then when it breaks, it creates a new candle.
No, when it runs out of the hour. So we got 2 minutes and 46 seconds left on this particular candle. If you look over here, the green will tell you over here on this side, the green will tell you 91,261, and then you've got 2 minutes and 33 seconds left on that. And if you don't have that, what you do is right click over here on the prices, right? Like over here, just right click. And then you can come down here and, look for lock price to ratio bar, invert scale. You can get in here and play with this a little bit. Hold on a second. There we go. Labels. Underneath labels, you would come to countdown bar to close, right? So you'd right click on this, come down to labels, and then come over here and make sure that that's checked where it says countdown bar to close. And then the time will show up over here telling you how much time is left in any candle, on any, time chart that you have. But this one here's got a minute 30 left before it happens again. And then we'll have a new candle. So here we'll follow this out in the next, 90 seconds. We'll see a new candle form here. Now it's getting bullish, right? You see it going up. Now, let's just say it goes up for another, 80 seconds, and then it's going to have a new candle, which is going to put it up against this downtrend line. And at that point, it could say, hey, we're going to go from 91,250, to 91, 300, and then you broke that downtrend line, which means that it could go, but you've got, resistance right here. So it'd have to pass that resistance as well. Sometimes it'll go across the downtrend line and shoot up a little bit and then fall right back down. So you really got to pay attention to it and always look to the left, because if you look to the left, it's going to tell you that, hey, here's your support levels, here's your resistance levels. If it gets past this downtrend line, that's bullish. If it gets past this resistance, why we call it resistance? Because it's above us. Anything below us would be considered support. As we fall back down, that's a support level. We want to bounce off that support and shoot back up. So we got 15 seconds before it creates a new candle right here. Let's see what happens.
Four,
3
3,
seconds.
2.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
There we go.
Happy new
So it created-
candle.
Yeah, so I created a new candle and it went up a little bit. Let's see if we're going to get any push off of it. It come up on this trend line. So that trend line is resistance as well. It needs to break above this trend line. So if it does, we're going to go up, which is bullish, but we could also come over, and come straight back down as well. But, as of right now, it's looking pretty good. And if you want to see where we're at, this is the hour, right? So it's going to move a little slow. It hit that trend line. Do you guys see that? It hit that downtrend line and fell back down. So it met some resistance and it didn't like it. So now it's coming back down. Let's switch over to the 1 minute chart.
Well, we caught that at the perfect time.
Yeah, right. So look at the 1 minute chart. When it flipped over, what happened? It came up and it hit that, and now you're coming back down. Now a new 1 minute candle starting. Is it going to hit this area right here and fall even lower? Which it will if it doesn't hit this line right here and bounce off of it as support. So these are little things that you can use, that will kind of give you a gauge, on, how to do this. Now, so let me come back over here to the 1 hour chart because I want to show you something. There's a lot more to this than, kind of meets the eye, right? So we started here, up at the top on that candle. But, you also want to, go back as far as you, possibly can, right? And look for an area that we can use to create uptrend lines. Okay, because uptrend lines are just as important, as they are for downtrend lines. And again, you always want to kind of like line them up, right? But you can't really use the candle that you're currently on. So we're on a 1 hour candle. So let's just come back over here and go to the bottom. Let's use this one right here, okay? Because if we push this up, we want to stay on that right there. Okay, so let me try to make this a little bit bigger. So I'm going to come back up here, use my ray line, my ray tool, right? And then I'm going to come over here and use it right here on this green wick. And remember, you can't come up here and cross this stuff. So you got to keep them on the wick, right? So it started here. So I'm going to change this. Since this is an uptrend line, I'm going to click on the line itself and change the color to green. So that tells me it's up, it's going up. So we started here. We made sure that we didn't like bring it, into that wick, right? That's the first point. And then here's the second point over here. So I'm going to take this and actually extend it out, over to here. Okay. Which is good because that's your starting point. You've got one candle and you got one wick and now you've got another wick. So this line has been tested twice. It came up, came down here and bounced, went all the way up, came down here, bounced. Okay. So you've got that as a pretty good support line, right? So what's happening right here in this little area? And look
We're
down
gonna
here at the date, right? So if you look here, this is Saturday, in 2 days from now, in 48 hours, this is your 48 hours between here. This is what's going to happen over the next 48 hours. In reality, if this breaks over this downtrend line and breaks through this resistance, this thing's going up, right? And it's going to come up here and pick up that liquidity more than likely, right? Because here's another resistance, area. And if it breaks through that, it'll come up here, and grab this, or it could hit this and just start coming all the way back down and retest this line and just bounce back and forth. But eventually it's going to have to cross one of these two lines, right? You get where I'm coming from? You can cross over this downtrend line and go up, or it can get rejected like we saw it did initially, right? And then it could get rejected and come all the way back down and bounce and then boom, hit this support line and see if it's actually going to hold. And if it doesn't, then this support line goes away and, chart comes down, price comes down, and then you would have to say, okay, well, let's just say it dropped all the way down and it came down to this point. At that point, you would take your line and move it over here, to the last, hourly candle and adjust this. But right now that's kind of like where we're sitting at. So hopefully you're looking pretty bullish, right? I'm going to get rid of that, but on the hourly, so this is the hour, chart. It went above it looks like, right? A little bit, got rejected, came back down a little bit. Now it's trying again to come back over. So here the next, this hour, it's going to really make a decision. Is it going to come up and cross this thing and go up, or is it going to come back down, maybe retest this area right here, right, for support? And if it doesn't hold here and it comes into this cloud, then it's coming into the cloud and it's more than likely going to come all the way back down here towards 90,500, or, in that ballpark somewhere. So that's how you draw trend lines. You can do this, and I would encourage you to start out on the monthly, right? Start out on the monthly because the monthly is going to give you a lot better, trend lines, and you'll have a bunch of them on there. Then go to the weekly, adjust your, levels at that point, and then come down to the daily because there's a ton of ways that you can actually trade these charts, right? You see that big wick right there that we had back in November. I mean, look, it came all the way down here to, 80,000. And then, it retraced all the way back up. That's a daily candle. You see yesterday what happened? I mean, you'd have to adjust that, but you got your 12-hour. I always do off the 4. I mean, I come over here and set my trend lines, but I really look at the 4-hour and the 1-hour charts, for like, hey, this is kind of like where we're at, a little bit longer term. So here on the 4-hour, we're coming up onto some resistance right here, right? Not only this downtrend line, but we also have, resistance coming from the cloud as well. 1 hour, we have come above the cloud on the 1-hour chart. So we would use it as support if it falls back, and we'll see what happens here. But you can also come all the way down to the 5-minute chart. I wouldn't, be drawing like trend lines on 1-minute charts. That's too crazy. But I would really say like the 15-minute is probably one of the better ones to do. But this will tell you like, hey, this thing's going to go or it's not going to go. Like right now, it's coming up onto some resistance. But just above that, is all this money up here. And you got to understand the market's being played by a bunch of market makers. So these guys are trying to like fool people. Hey, there's a little liquidity right there. I mean, you can literally see this 15-minute chart. Look at this 15-minute candle. It's got 7 minutes left in it. And they could just say, hey, you know what? Let's take this thing up a few $100, and create a nice big green candle. Grab this liquidity that sits up here. Remember at 91,750 that we talked about? I might even take it to 92,000 and like really get a couple people really excited on like 2 15-minute candles, and everyone's creating long positions, which means your liquidation level is going to be beneath that. And then they're going to pull the rug and start seeing red candles, and they're going to come down and pick up all that liquidity that those people put on those longs and take that money as well. It's a game. It really is. But by using your heat map, right? You see, man, we got a lot of liquidity sitting up here on the 15-minute chart. But if you look at your heat map, right, that you've got over here on CoinInc, it'll give you a good indication on where this is at, like where the liquidity is, 91,750, all this right through here. There's a bunch of it sitting right above us. If not, they're going to have to bring this thing all the way back down underneath 90. They're a lot closer to 92 than they are 90, in that ballpark when it comes to liquidity. So take that into consideration. And of course, you'll always be able to come back over here, and use your downtrend lines, your uptrend lines, to try and give you like a good understanding of, hey, when is this thing going to come to a head? Is it going to come here? The smaller this gets, the better the chances are that the chart's going to make a big move up or down, crossing these trend lines. And one last thing I wanted to share with you guys is a place called Crypto Bubbles. Okay, Crypto
I love
Bubbles.
crypto bubbles.
Yeah, cryptobubbles.net. This is like, the price action on, a lot of the tokens that are going on, the coins right now. So I'm on the 5 minute. It's called cryptobubbles.net. I'm on the 5 minute, time frame right now, kind of like a 5 minute chart, if you will. Okay, so I'm on the 5 minute over here on Crypto Bubbles, and it'll tell you like serve. Okay, it's up 1.3%. Gun, it's almost up 2% on the 5 minute. So I'm going to take gun and I'm going to click it, right? And then I'm going to come over here and it's going to tell me all this. Over the past month, it's up 68%. The past hour, it's up 5%. Right now, it's up 3%. So I'm going to click on that. It'll show me this. And then here's Trading View. You can just click on Trading View and it'll pull it up in Trading View. And you'll see the chart right here.
Wow.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see this thing's moving. And there's liquidity building up underneath of it. And this is a 1 hour chart. Let's look at the 5 minute view. So here's the 5 minute view. Look at these candles, right? So it started down here at 0.21 basically, and it came all the way up here to 0.228. Now it's retracing a little bit. But this is where you're going to find coins that are actually moving. And you can do that, just by coming over here to Crypto Bubbles, and actually looking at what's happening. So if you're looking the long, look for the green ones. And like Husky over here, okay, just updated. So yeah, gun's still rolling right now. SD, if you're looking to short, you could click on SD and then click on Trading View. And then it'll show you the 5 minute chart. This thing went up. Holy crap, this thing went up big time. Look at this. This thing was roaring, and now it's dropping all the way back down looking for support levels. So this is kind of like where you can see how much volume's going on, when it comes to these coins and stuff like that. So pretty good stuff. I hope you guys got, some cool things out of this today. You can change this to a 1 minute chart on Crypto Bubbles, and it'll tell you things like that are going like really fast. Right now, if you like want a scalp, you can also click it over to a 15-minute chart where it's a little bit more, longer term. And all you got to do is click this little plus button right up here where it says add to your chart. Yeah. And then you can, add, a weekly view, a 3-month view, a yearly view, a daily view. I've got 1, 5, 15 minutes pretty much up here. So that's why I can just switch back and forth to these. But yeah.
Yo, World Liberty Fi is bullish today.
Do what?
World Liberty Fi is bullish today. I sold my World Liberty Fi. I'm sick.
Take a look.
And I got it right when it came out too. Shout out to Shivo and his subscriber space
Nice.
post.
So here's the hourly chart on World Liberty Fi. You know, so right around what time? Right here at 2 a.m. this morning, it started going up, right? And it retraced, came back down, hit this, as support, came all the way back up, left a little wick up there, at 10 a.m., and it's been coming back down, over the past, 10 hours. But yeah, so look, it's coming into all this liquidity right here, right? So you might see it come down a little bit more, but how do you know that? Well, look to the left, look for support lines, look for resistance. So it's going to come down here and test all this as support. And if it does, it'll bounce back up. But if it doesn't, hold right here, right? If it doesn't hold these levels right here, then it's going to cross this over and come down and pick up all this, because there's really nothing left, to support it at this over here. These are big candles, you kind of like want to look at, stuff like this where they're all bunched together, as resistance and support. So if it comes over here and goes underneath this support, it's just going to fall down and pick all this up over here as well. So that way you might want to, consider shorting on it at that time. But good stuff. Good stuff. All right, ladies, what else you guys want to talk about? I think that was pretty cool. We could sit here and talk about your wallets and things like that, but don't focus on like trying to make money. Focus on like understanding the chart, putting your charts together and your trend lines and all that good stuff. That way you'll have a better understanding. You'll have a better understanding of when this thing might break out, and when it's not, and then you can decide on how much money that you actually want to put into your trade. But I wouldn't focus on like making money because this thing is so, heavily manipulated. I would start very small. I would encourage you guys just to, put a few dollars into it, and then once you actually start having a better understanding of the chart and how it moves and how it operates and stuff like that, find you a coin, a token that you want to get into and play with. You can use crypto bubbles to come over here and, maybe identify something, that's kind of moving like on the 1 minute, like this one here. And all you got to do is, again, click the bubble and then come up here and click the link for TradingView, and it'll take you right to the chart, and then from there, you just got to come in here and, make sure that you're looking at whatever chart, time frame it is that you want to trade, to have a better understanding. But, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, it's really easy to come in and set up your trend lines on that stuff and then, just refer back to it. You see this one here on the 1 hour Bitcoin, it came up to that trend line that we drew. Remember, we watched it close this out, which was pretty strong candle, came over here and hit that trend line, that downtrend line, and started coming back down. It could come back down, to this level right here, 90,000, 91,000, $61, and it could bounce off of this, could bounce right here at 91,000 and come back up, but if it starts falling through here, when it got to this point, it just started coming back down. Then it retraced, came over, came back down even more, found some resistance or found some support level right here. Always look to the left. It'll tell you where you got support and resistance, and it started bouncing back up. Hopefully that'll give you guys a good understanding on how it kind of plays out. This is a basic, elementary, class here. I'm sure you could, invite, Jimmy or Zach or, Trady or, anyone to come in here and, get a lot more advanced, into the ins and outs of everything. You've got RSI, down here that we could talk about. We also have MACD, that we could talk about. There's a lot of different things, that we could put up on the chart to, kind of really give you some reference points on what the market's doing right now. This is your RSI, so RSI, you kind of want to see it. And, looks like we might maybe go over this, did it hit this line and come back up? So right now we're on, in the 50s on the RSI, which is okay. How's the
RSI
volume?
is the support index, right?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Oh, is the RSI just the resistance and support index?
Yeah, it's a relatively strength, of
Relatively
what's,
strength index.
yeah, it's
Okay.
called relative strength index. And, anything above 70%, it kind of tells you that, it's like, overbought. Anything around 50 is kind of like, decent. And, anything, in the 30s is pretty much gonna, tell you that, that it's kind of like underbought right now. So you can definitely figure those out. So here's a class question for you ladies. I actually pulled this question out. So in 1978, RSI was developed by a guy named J. Wells Wilder, right? And it ranges from 0 to 100. So the RSI was actually technically developed in 1978. That'll be a test question next month. Who developed RSI? J. Wells Wilder, 1978. There's another one, the MACD, which is down here, right? This kind of tells you like moving averages, convergence, divergence. This was developed in the late 1970s as well. Didn't find a specific date, but it was also developed in the late 1970s as well by a guy named Gerald Appel. So that might be a test question as well. Cool.
What was that again that you said? What was the name of it?
MACD, MACD, stands for moving averages.
MACD.
Yeah, moving averages, convergence, divergence. Yeah, they usually go off of like three, moving averages, 9, 26, and 12. But you can, adjust those to put in, whatever you like. But when you see these lines, like start crossing over.
Is that what the MACD is?
I'm sorry, your microphone sucks.
Okay, let me fix it.
Did you just say her microphone sucks?
Yeah, it does.
Wow.
This is crazy.
What happened?
My mic is messed up. It's
Okay, so I'm
staticky.
in Vermont.
Oh, that's a lot
I'm
better.
in Vermont. Do you care if I say it? Okay, so I'm in Vermont, right? My friend Frankie invited me to Vermont with a bunch, like with her one friend, and I'm like, okay, like I'll go. Like I know Georgie, he's cool. But like Georgie has like fucking 15 other guys here, and like this kid just shows up now. This guy just shows up, Sean, right? Sean. And I'm like, he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm like doing this live stream with my friends. Oh yeah, put the earphone. You can put it if you want. Yeah, I'm like, I'm doing this live stream with my friends. He's like, oh, crypto? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, I know crypto. And I was like, no way. And he's like, my cousin's Gary Vaynerchuk. And I was like, no, he's fucking not, bro. He just showed me all these pictures. He was just at Gary's wedding. That's company. Fucking. It's like us. Now it's like 3,000. Shout out Gary Vaynerchuk.
That's awesome, Gary V.
Yeah. That's his cousin. This is so crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, so this is our friend Michael, and he's up here, and then that's Nice, and then that's Leslie, and we're doing like a live trading, like schooling. Yeah, you're right.
That's cool. Gary V's nephew's there, huh? Oh, his cousin.
It's his cousin.
Yeah, that's cool.
I gotta see the receipts. Yo, he showed me the receipts. No, he's not lying.
That's really cool.
We can't hear him.
You can't put it in.
No,
Could
like
you
if
hear
he
him?
talk, yeah, we can't hear what he's saying.
How's my mic, Leslie? Is it still
They can't hear
staticky?
you.
What?
No, you're not. Your mic's good, guys.
Okay, so
Wait, is it my mic now?
Well,
Is it my
it
mic?
sounds staticky for me.
yeah.
For you guys.
Which is fucking crazy.
I think it's because
Oh, there. I know, and I'm not Hispanic. I'm Italian, if anything, but I'm
wait,
very
can you hear me? Is it me or is it her?
No, I can hear you, Leslie. I can hear everybody. I can hear all three of you.
Yeah, it's good. It's just a little staticky in and out for me.
Yeah, I hear you a
I
little
can still,
static.
yeah, I can still hear everybody.
Cool.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, that is so cool.
Yep.
Those,
Right now.
yeah, what a like small.
You wanna
world.
come
Always
on the
are
live
bringing
too?
people.
Yo, this is
I'm cracking
crazy.
up.
What's going on, Chad? What should we do here? They can't hear you. Well, now they can.
All my stock positions.
Wait,
I want
that-
to consolidate.
That's not.
Yeah, where are you at?
They're in some mansion house.
Yeah.
We're in a mansion too,
What's
though.
the chat doing? We're looking at the. We're looking at the graph here. How we doing, Vic? I like it. Listen, do you play the options, the stock market,
No, I'm gonna start. I want to do the
Don't
opposite.
have to get in so I can manipulate you.
I want to start doing leverage.
leverage? Well, I mean, I did that for a little.
Call me
I just backed it.
Bitcoin.
I love
I'm in this
All right, class.
So we did this crazy Gary Vaynerchuk's
Why didn't I put
left
10
button is scary. That
Listen.
mind blowing.
I owned Bitcoin at $150 a coin and sold it at $1,600.
Why is that?
Well, because I thought it
that
was
for you.
that was the max. You know what I mean? Like everyone had it for Silk Road, and that's why I had it. And then Silk Road, the Russ Albright gets arrested, and the government took all this Bitcoin. He had value-wise 20 million Bitcoin at like $200 a share. And the price, once the government took it, the price went up to like 1,600 in 2 weeks. Went from like 200 to 1,600. I'm like, that's the easiest 10 grand I'll ever make. And I was like,
Good, you weren't greedy.
Not-
I'm proud of you.
19 years old, and I sold it and bought a 1998 SL. I had one.
You still have it?
I still
Very
have
nice.
it.
Nice.
That's awesome,
That was
man.
what it was. I mean, it could have been like 600,000 a day.
It's okay. Coulda, shoulda,
Watch,
woulda.
watch. We're coming down. Watch it come through
I
this
have no
fall.
regrets. I mean, I can't say I didn't lose a little sleep over it, but I survived. This shit is right.
awesome, man.
Look at that photo.
So we're gonna see if it's gonna support right here.
I'm not good with it. It's right.
I know.
I need some.
I'm getting used to it.
I need shades.
So it broke. So it went past it, right? So it didn't support it. Is that what I heard?
It hasn't made a
Thanks
decision
for
yet.
joining.
This is an hour, chart, but there's not a whole lot of volume that's going on right now. But if it doesn't kind of like bounce back up here, it could fall. It could fall probably about down to this level before it meets some more resistance.
Oh wow.
90,750.
So, Michael, what do you
ballpark.
typically trade on the hour, the 15-minute? Like, what do you typically standard?
Yeah,
on.
so like longer trades, if we're like at 95,000 and I'm like, you know what, we're going like a lot lower. I'll go very, very short leverage, like maybe 4x, a 5x or something like that, and I'll put it on like, a 4-hour time frame. But if I'm sitting in front of it, I don't like not being in front of the computer when I'm trading, because you should always set stop losses, on your trades and stuff like that. You see, we're starting to come down. Look at that. So let's see if we come down to, maybe in this ballpark right here. But when I'm trading, I'm generally trading, on like the 1, 5, 15-minute chart. Me personally. But I take them all into consideration. I'll be looking at the 15-minute chart, but I'll also be looking at the 5-minute. So we're coming into the top of the cloud right here on this indicator, and it's starting to come down through it. That's on the 1 hour. But if you look on the 15-minute chart, we've already came down through it. You know, so remember when I said this thing is going to start coming down? Well, on the 15-minute chart, that's when it was up here and it started coming all the way through it. Right now on the 1 hour, you know, it's just at the very top of that, you know, so it could still go down a lot more. And on the 5-minute, we've already came down through it and we're down here hitting this, you know, support level, right? And if we don't find support right here, what did we tell you? This thing was going to come down a lot further, right? What did I tell you? It was going to come down to maybe this part, right? But it bounced back up, right? So it just bounced off of this on the 15-minute chart. It came down and kind of bounced, right? And now we're headed back up a little bit. You know, so you should look at all the different time frame up here. You know, you guys aren't going to have this particular one. It's called the Stock Slinger ribbon. We call it the Annihilator because the guy who made it, his name is Nile. You know, and I've got the code for it, but you're not going to find this on your indicator list, you know, over here. But it's a really cool tool and I really like it. You know, but this thing is retraced all the way back up. You know, this is on the 15-minute candle. Now it's going back above that, right? I mean, that, and now look at it. It's just breaking through this resistance. Now it's coming up on another resistance, right? Now what's going to happen here? Is it going to cross over? There we go. So now it's got a little bit more resistance to break through here. And if we do, we're going to come up here and grab this liquidity. Oh, there we go. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Go, go, go.
It's going up for the win.
But you see, it crossed over that trend line too. And what happened?
Yeah.
Right? Now let's look at it on the 1 hour. Boom. There you go. It came up and hit this mark and hit it and came back down. But you see what happened when it crossed over that trend line and got above it. What happened? It came up. Now it's retracing. Now is it going to try again and come all the way back up, you know, and fill this wick out? We've got 30 minutes left on this candle. What's it going to do? Is it going to keep going? Go, go. 91,750 is where we need to get, right? Look at that blue line right here off their Monte Carlo. Where's that blue line at? 90, boom, 91,776. So it's really close, obviously, to getting all that liquidity. That's why it's being driven up like that.
Do you put like your stop loss in it, or do you do it manually yourself, or how would you pull out or stop it?
Yeah, so you can, you know, when you're using WeX or your, Mexi account, you know, or even Jupe, you should always set a stop loss. You know, even especially when you're in the green, right? So let's just say, for instance, here when you crossed over and you got into the trade, like right here, for instance, okay. Me, I don't really like trying to like get into trades until I can like get, you know, confirmation that it's going one way, right? So let's just say I entered the trade right here at 91,200, you know, and I'm like, you know what, this thing is way too close to this. I think it's going to bust through. I'm going to put in a trade now. I put it in at 91,200 and this thing shot all the way up to 91,600. Okay. I'm going to set a stop loss somewhere here, you know, above where I got in. That way, if it comes back down and stops me out, it stops me out in profit. Right. Some people will come in and say, hey, I got in at 91,200. I'm going to set a stop loss just underneath that. And I'm willing to lose, you know, 10% of the $100 that I put in there. So I'm willing to lose 10%, you know, $10, you know, if I'm wrong. You know, you really should always try and put your stop losses in the green, you know, that way you're never losing money. You know, but, you know, charts are wild, you know, you really got to figure out where it is that you want and what you're comfortable, you know, your comfort level is, you know, when it comes to trading, you know. So after in 28 more minutes, right, ladies, in 28 more minutes, we're going to have to take this and move it up here. And then we'll have another candle start. You know, I don't ever like moving, you know, the trend lines until the candle is complete. Even though it's already above it, we know we're going to have to move it, but I don't do it until it's actually complete, you know. This thing could still come all the way back down. You know, it came all the way down here and it went all the way up here, like in a matter of like 2 minutes, right? 3 minutes. This thing could easily reverse and come back down here and actually fall all the way through that cloud next time. You know, that would be a hell of a wick, you know, but You really just got to play with it. But we'll adjust that once that candle is completed and the new one starts. So that'll expand it out a little bit more. So, right on. I hope that helped you guys.
Oh yeah.
It did.
Nice.
Thank you, Michael, for this class. It did help a lot. Because I learned different things and how to actually, yeah. I'll send you the link. I learned how to use these type of websites because I never knew how to use them. No, I'm
Yeah.
not a
So
professional yet. Not
yeah,
yet.
set up your indicators, right? Put your indicators on here. If you need
Yeah.
help, you can always reach back out to me. Don't forget
Get in and blast off.
don't
That's
don't
what we used
forget
to do.
crypto
Yeah.
bubble,
Blast
right?
Crypto
And
bubbles.
also,
Yeah,
yeah,
but we're not doing that here.
and don't forget
What am I sending? Oh, sorry.
Coinank as well.
Which one?
Coinank, CONIANK.com, Coinank. That gives you the heat map,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then we've got, of course, Trading View, setting up all your indicators, and all your indicators will be listed right up here. So if you don't want the RSI, on here, you could just, click it out. We got the Monte Carlo, right? If you don't like it, you can just click it and it'll remove it, But, get them all set up. That way you actually have a fighting chance to be able to look at stuff, and see where, this thing is being projected to go to. Right now, it's saying it's got a 5% chance, 5.5% chance to come up to this blue line, right? But it looks like there's a lot more pink down here in this immediate area. So there's like a 53% chance that it's going down because it tells me right there that says 47. So that means it's 53 over here in the pink that we're going down. But
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
think
so
if you-
when you go to that coin site, where do you go to get the heat map? Can you walk us through that again, por favor?
Yeah, absolutely.
So like when you first get there, like you're teaching us how to walk. We're crawling right now.
All right. So you're on. I had a joke there, but I'm not gonna do it. So you're on the homepage of Coinank. You got a fear and greed index, right? 26% fear, liquidation data over here. Top gains, top losers. Come up to derivatives up here in the top right, and then come down to liquidation heat map. So you're on the home page, come up to derivatives,
Mhm.
and then come over to liquidation heat map,
Mhm.
and it should automatically default to Bitcoin on a
Okay.
3-day. You can change this to 12 hours, 1 day. So let's look at the 12 hours because that's what we were looking at initially just a few seconds ago, right?
Okay.
And you see those big candles? Yeah, it went up and started grabbing some of that liquidity right there, right? You see how it ate up into that? And you see a little black space above it now. It ate some of that liquidity. And then the new hour came over, right? And it even went up a little higher and ate into that. It didn't go all the way up and get that, 111 million up there right now. That's still in play, but it came back down a little bit. But you can adjust it, 12 hour. Here's the 1 day heat map. So it'll actually show you a lot more, 91, 750, right? And then all the way up here to, different levels. And of course, the liquidity is down here as well. But when you see something like that in high orange or high yellow, bet it, they're going after it. They're not going to just let it sit back. And over
So
here
the
is when you
high,
change it.
so the
The
high yellow,
magma.
you're saying they're coming for the money.
Yeah, the bright areas that you see on these maps is a lot of liquidity. But you can change, how you want to look at it, blue and green and yellow, or if you want to go to magma, it'll put it in, purples and reds and pinks and stuff like that.
I
Up
like the
here,
blues
you
and
can-
greens.
Do you like the blues and greens?
Yeah.
There you go.
I like the blues
Yeah.
and greens too. It's softer on the eyes.
It reminds me of aliens and stuff. Like we are literally in the Matrix simulation because how come we're
Yes.
looking at a heat map like this for crypto and trading and whatnot? Like we truly are. Can we crack the code and become billionaires?
Yes. Yes is
Yes.
the answer. What is the question?
I think we can.
We can.
See, look,
Thanks, Michael.
here we at on the 1 hour. This thing has come all the way. It's made that drop, right? Here's that one thing that we drew earlier. Is it going to hit it and bounce off of it? It came all the way down real close to that level that we drawn and bouncing back up now. You see how you can kind of almost predict this?
So at the
Almost.
beginning, if we were trading, would you have gone in long or short?
Probably I would have shorted it.
Well,
Yeah, but this is the 1 hour chart. You know, if I'm going to get in and scalp, I wouldn't be on the 1 hour chart. I'd be on like the 5 minute chart.
what do you mean by scalp?
Like get in and out of trades. Like,
Oh,
hey,
in and out.
you know, yeah, like Zach, Zach kind of does longer term sometimes, but he's also, in and out.
Mhm.
That one account, don't give a fuck. That guy trades on like the 30-second chart where he's like, hey, I'm gonna get in now, and this thing is gonna cross over a trend line, and I'm gonna put a high leverage on it because I know it's gonna go when it crosses over this trend line. He'll put like 400 times leverage on it, and he'll get in, he'll hit it all the way up, and before it retraces back, he'll get out of the trade, and then he'll take his, huge profit off of his huge leverage that he put on it. It's pretty wild, but the biggest alpha is getting into X and following Zach, right? I mean, that's what I would, highly encourage most people to do. Obviously Zach's very bullish person's got tons of alpha, to follow. So if you guys aren't following Zach, you should definitely go do it. Literally, probably the best trader I've ever met in crypto space. I've learned so much from Zach. The guy is willing to help, anyone. Funny dude as well. But he's all about community. He's all about helping people. He's got a great story behind him as well. So if you guys aren't following Zach, I don't know if he appreciates me doing this or not, but I know he's really one of the best guys out there. So if you're not following Zach, go give him a follow. Yeah, 100%.
Well, we can learn something from the gentleman. In and out, right?
Yeah, that's the best way to do it, Really fast too,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
So did you guys bring me anything, as the teacher? Do I get any apples or bananas or
Oh, I got an apple for you.
Bitcoin or
No, I
I
really
mean,
do.
we-
I have an apple.
Somebody brought a banana at the beginning. Don't know who
Yeah,
that was.
we had a they had a
We
banana.
got
They ate a
multiple
banana for you.
bananas.
whoa, multiple bananas.
Multiple bananas. We got
Wow.
apples. We got whatever you'd like.
Was somebody
We
gonna
got,
eat a banana or an apple for Michael?
Wait, we got. You want to eat?
I don't have any bananas right now. I
Do you
want
want to eat a
though.
banana for that? Wait, Frankie will. Frankie. Frankie. Frankie.
What?
Come eat this banana.
No, you're not. Danielle, you guys aren't going to do that live right now, are you?
Please eat the banana. Please. So wait, all these people are sitting here and they're all like, "The fuck are you doing?"
Come on, let's see
Living my
it. Let's
best life.
go.
That's all.
We're locked in.
Wait, are we?
So we got
We are
extra credit.
locked in.
We got
Frankie,
extra
show me this.
credit for anyone that eats the banana live
She's
on the
still doing
stage.
it.
The
The
proper
banana. I'm not
way.
gonna eat the banana.
Not
I'm gonna
Leslie,
say
no.
hi.
Hello. I can't even see myself.
I know. Wait, we'll come back. Can you guys see us?
No, it like lags out.
No.
Yeah.
No, of course
Yeah,
we
we
can
can
see
see
it.
They don't come back. I just can see the ketchup on my computer.
Wait, can you make some banana? I don't want a banana. Wait, well, I'll eat one with you. Wait, it's like there it is. I'll eat one with you. No, I don't want to eat the banana.
You guys.
Yeah, this thing's going. All right, ladies, I'm gonna get off here. I got another meeting I got to get to talk RWA. Plus the semifinal and the national championship wins tonight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Thank you,
let's go-
Michael,
Let's go,
for
Canes.
sharing and for coming on with us.
So,
Right on. I hope
Are they
you
still
guys
on
enjoyed it.
Hello? Wait, remember the guy? Banana?
Is
And
she
it's so
bringing up
really
for
cool.
me or is it for you guys too?
Is she
I
rugging?
can't hear
Or is
you.
it me?
Danielle, you're rugging. Uh-oh, she
I think she's
rugged.
having a good time.
She is
All right.
having an extremely great time. Michael, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for showing us a picture.
Thank you,
Right on.
Michael.
We got it. I'll see you guys a little bit later.
See you later.
Hi, Michael. Hi, girls. Until next time, Seeing faces. Where is
I think she rugged.
she rugged? I'll see you later.
think
I'll see you in
so.
spaces later.
Okay. Bye, Leslie.
Bye.
Thanks for everyone who watched. Follow, like, and subscribe to Leslie.